watching in the beginning. So, welcome everybody to the Don and Max show. We're sponsored by Agoric, friendship fanny packs for all. Ag- Ag- we should delete this.
Where did you get that?
I got this from Agoric. I'm holding it in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Jeet from Agoric organizes the Cosmos New York City meetups, and he gave me one of
Nice.
these, and I'm gonna definitely use it. I'll probably use it at the gym. I think what I do when I go to the gym, I think what I'm gonna do is I only been going for 2 weeks. I'm gonna wear all black and then a fanny pack, but just to show that I'm not gay, I'm gonna turn it around to the reverse side. And then I'll know I'm doing my workouts correctly if people walk up to me and they think I'm a trainer at the gym. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, as I see this fanny pack, it's absolutely beautiful.
It's nice. I
love
like
the
merch.
design. It seems sizable for the real man. Like you can put a lot of nice stuff when you go on holiday. You can put the lemons in, beer, water, donuts.
I think
right.
I think
Cigarette
this would fit
lighter.
two cans of beer.
Nice.
My wallet. No, it's good. I'm gonna wear it to the gym.
Agoric. I'm planning the holiday with my wife, and I don't have a fanny pack. And we all know that the fanny pack is the lifesaver on the holiday. Nothing would be better than Agoric fanny pack. For me, I'd love to wear nice sandals, similar to the old guy at Agoric, and the fanny pack. I'd love
and then you need one of those like old Korean lady like visors that you could see through, just so that you know that you're in the party with them when they have their picnic in the middle of the street when they visit a city.
Whatever you say, Joe.
Does that happen in Hong Kong also? The tourists, like when the Asian tourists, they wear those visors, and they wear like hiking gear to go to a city, and they're in a big party.
Oh yeah, the hiking gear. It's popular to wear hiking gear for a hiking.
When I lived in Korea, they would do it to like have a picnic in the park. They would wear like all this hiking gear, gloves, and then they would just have a picnic, and they would wear like those visors, those like sun visors.
Well, they do other stuff. Like today, I was at the beach, for example. Right? I mean the beach, like like let me show you the picture on the phone because I cannot stream that, right? So like it's nice beach. It's like 36 degrees Celsius, which is like how much? Probably 100, yeah?
It's like 97 degrees Fahrenheit, yeah.
So it's warm and high humidity. Can you see? Let me.
Nah. Your camera's not in HD. Is this your backup camera?
No, because it's it just oh man. Wait, my alt-right Discord groups are popping. No one wants to see that. See? Come on.
I can't see it. Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah?
pretty nice, actually. That's
pretty
nice.
So it's like proper beach, right?
That's 36. Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Well, Hong Kong is what, semi-tropical? Is Hong Kong like similar weather to like Florida in the United States, probably?
So I met the Jacob Katzoff, some guy from Florida, and he's at exactly the same weather.
Like, oh yeah, no, Florida has some good weather, but people that don't like humidity, they can't go there in the summer. It's like 2 months. 2 months of very humid.
So moist. It's so, like I leave home, 1 minute, I'm wet, like completely wet. Like it's.
I don't mind it.
The tropical part of the year is very tropical, I'd say. So I'm at the beach, very hot, very humid. And there was a man at the beach, at the sand, in the suit. Like long trousers, elegant shoes, smart shoes, the shirt. Yeah, it was...
Why? Listen, I visited Hong Kong for like 3 or 4 days, but it was like December, and I think the weather was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was going. I was staying in a crappy hotel, and then I went to Macau. Macau was pretty cool. I wish I could have stayed there for longer. But
no,
Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Well, I like gambling, so I would go play poker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I
I
like.
don't know. We got some cosmonauts. We got some cosmonauts in the chat. We're gonna do a.
I don't see. I see only Rarma and IBC gang, and no one.
I
How
can
many
see the chat.
watchers is that?
We've got.
Oh, let me add channels. I can add the channels.
Yeah.
So I can add the. Wait. Yeah.
Now we're starting. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Now, wait. 5 minutes, and we will get like 3 more.
Well, one person
watching.
Just left when you did that.
It doesn't display. So.
Let's start with some Cosmos content. We got some people here. I would say Rama and Tank, the two most hardcore Juno supporters that exist. And Juno is going through a rebirth. It's just going to be like when Jesus rose from the dead. I'm expecting that from Juno. I set my limit order at 2 cents, and I hope I catch that final dip. That Juno. What does Juno capitulation look like? Hiring back Jacob? Like what's capitulation for Juno?
Dude, I'm getting tan on my arms. Did you see that? No, it doesn't. But they're getting red. So yeah, let me break it down to you. So sorry for introduction, but like I'm waking up, right? Late, already angry, upset, overslept.
Same. Yeah.
And I'm heading to the beach, right? I'm taking MTR, and then in the taxi, and I received a DM message from the Gas. Do you know Gas? Secret Gas.
Yeah.
Gas. Yeah. And he's like, pop in the spaces. The Jacob Gandhi can come up with the plan to save Juno.
Thank God somebody
yeah,
somebody with a track record.
And I was like, yeah, we are back on track. Like I'm like, yeah, if he's saving Juno, I'm joining. I'm going to listen how he breaking down the plan of saving, because
there's only one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But Notional has to be contracted to do that job.
Oh, there's no other way, and because we know he built the best apps ever in the Cosmos, like Dexes, NFT marketplaces, trading platforms,
the bridge, IBC,
borrowing, bridges.
Yeah, the Notional bridge, which originally it was called the Notional bridge. And now we just call it IBC, but it was the Notional bridge.
Yeah. Apparently they work on Notional 2.0, which is the bridge between Ethereum to Cosmos. Yeah. And it is faster than the 6-second block time, the bridge. Yeah. In fact, before you start bridging, your assets will be already in Cosmos.
Right. Well, yeah. I think that I'm really gonna take my time and read that plan for Juno. At least there are plans now. I think that was my first first reaction, because like I don't know if you've noticed this, but most people that follow me notice this. I'm like a glass half full guy, and I think that the first step is to plan, right? And now we just need.
First step is the plan, because it was interesting because in 2 weeks, Jacob ended Juno, exposed Juno, and now finally is saving, right?
Yeah. Well, they have. Yeah. I mean, they're well on their way. I'm not worried about Juno. I'm just going to compound my token and just check back in 5 years, and I'll be able to just put my feet up with a frozen drink at that point and just be on easy street.
Dante X Cosmos is saying, what is the CETO statement?
Can we start with that? I have that queued up. Can we start with
I don't know what's the CETO. I don't even follow much, like so
no,
I wonder.
I think it's a great way to start, because I think the
Tintin has some really beautiful wisdom here.
Here's the CETO tweet. The CETO tweet is basically him laying out the closest thing to a content creator's business plan, which is awesome. CETO is very consistent in his words. I think that a lot of this is not a surprise to me because I watch what the other content creators are doing, and now that Liam is not doing so much content or any content really, just working with some spaces, Sito has basically said he's going to branch out of the Cosmos ecosystem. He's not going to do interviews with Cosmos founders anymore. I feel like that only leaves them with like two options now.
No, he says something about Cosmos.
Yeah, let me scroll down. Are you reading it on the screen or on your screen?
No, I'm reading on your screen.
Yeah. So basically, he gives a shout out to his advisor, and then he goes through.
Joe, I'm a little bit diarrheal. You need to be careful with the jokes because it might come out.
All right. He talks about monetization as a challenge, which, I'm surprised that he's saying monetization is a challenge because you would think that he was doing okay with YouTube videos because, he offered to give me his video editor. So I DM'd the guy and the guy wanted me to pay him $400 to edit a 20-minute video. I'm not even kidding. And I was like, all right.
No, you fucking.
I think you have the wrong idea about what I do.
But you joke. That's a lie, Joe. That's a lie.
I have it in my DMs.
$400 and for those shitty edits that Sito has.
I mean, edits are edits is the way I feel about it. It's the way I feel about it. I mean, edit. I
have no problem with monetization. By the way, I'm checking $59 for the last 28 days.
I got $39. I got $39, but I have to give half of it to Maria. So I don't even know. I'm gonna wait till it gets at least over 100 and then have a cash out party and split it up. No, I mean, monetization is a challenge. And then let's see. This is what he says. It's a well thought out stream. Something must happen for content creators. He's been saying this for over a year, at least that I've noticed, probably longer. He wants more content creators and he wants it more organized and he wants it to be more lucrative, I guess, to incentivize more better content, right? Better quality content. I think the content in Cosmos is okay. There are other ecosystems with better content. And then talks about growth. He wants to make CryptoCito into a content powerhouse. Yes, I mean, obviously that's everyone's goal if they are serious about content. And since we are not female, we have a challenge ahead of us, right? We have to actually make good content and promote it and get lucky at the same time. So he's basically saying that there's a huge risk with being focused on Cosmos. He wants to branch out. He's never going to reach 100K subs, which is his goal, focusing on Cosmos. Cosmos does not have 100,000 active users. I don't care what anybody says.
No, it's
I would say
I'd say 500, 2,000, maybe. Like, yeah, there is no active users it's daily in the hundreds, I'd say.
Right, for the hub anyway, because the hub is
and
really.
And then you have also like 300,000 of Chinese wash traders.
And we have all the people with multiple wallets cashing out rewards, trying to get airdrops, and then of course all those dust wallets that were created to screw up governance, the perception of governance. But anyway, I skipped the important part. Where is it?
Rarma is fading here, which I don't really appreciate. He says, but pulled over, stop up the liquidity. How much
is he talking about as a validator?
How much good Sito and friends provided? They are the powerhouses of Cosmos that informs cosmonauts on the new technologies that are being built here. And I think if not Sito, Cosmos would be already over.
Yeah, I think
the tips, the expertise, the deep dives, that's what I'm in for.
Yeah, anyway, I can't find the important part of this thread. So should we just move on or should I just continue to fumble through my own setup here?
Go on. You can talk to yourself a little bit more, yeah.
He says something about not interviewing founders anymore. And just take my word for it because I can't.
I might switch soon to being bullish. It's quite easy. I can switch
bullish
from
on what?
Other to bullish, and everyone will love me again.
Oh God, look at this guy. This guy builds one useful product in the IBC, and he thinks he can just make jokes at content creators.
I don't even know who's that.
Coin landing page.
This fucker. Yeah.
Just making things,
Yeah, he's
sharing them.
coming like
How dare you? How dare you complete a project?
yeah, he's coming. He's like positive and grateful for everything. He
Yeah.
seems. Uh,
Wait.
and yeah, and also like claiming what that some people steal his ideas, and I think he should absolutely stop lying and fadding.
Yeah.
As well,
Well,
right?
well, whatever the opposite of FUD is, he's guilty of that. Hopium, whatever. But what do you think about Cito not interviewing Cosmos founders anymore?
He really
Is that
said that.
Yeah, I can't find it in here, but he said it. He's going to branch out, and he said instead of interviews, if he does have a Cosmos founder on, it'll be like a debate format against another founder of another layer one or another ecosystem. Because look, our purpose is to branch out, establish more connections with other ecosystems. I think this is like part of the bottom.
My favorite thing that people do is networking. He does networking. I love when people do networking.
Well, networking.
It's my favorite thing. What people do, networking. Like
I'm gonna
me
put
and
that-
you, we now networking. I'm networking with Joe, right? So that's his idea. He's gonna do networking in Dubai. He's gonna do networking in other blockchains with the Cosmos.
And here it is. No more interviews with founders in Cosmos. I don't know what this means. Van X Cito 2. I don't know what that means. But as a VC group. And yeah, but like I said, I feel like this puts founders in a very tough place because they only have two options now to get interviewed and get put on YouTube. So it sounds like, and I'm going to boil down my interviews to like basically two questions. And the question's going to be, do you pay your team with your token? And if the answer is yes, so you're saying they only get paid if they sell that token. Why should anyone buy it? That's going to be my whole interview.
Joe, you put me in a very uncomfortable spot because I openly like agreed and requested Stargaze to pay me in Stars tokens.
Yeah, but the thing is, Stars tokens are actually
now what? Now you change the rhetoric, yeah?
No, Stars tokens are actually money, though. Stars tokens get used for something useful. So it sounds like we're going to have to carry this load for Cito, interview these founders. Yeah, we're going to give them a fair platform to lay out their vision. Oh, another look at this. I don't even know. We're going to need a moderator next week to monitor this chat because I mean, this is the reason why token prices dump. And it's people like Roma.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, what do you think about Cito's? Is it a strategy? Is it the signal of like no more liquidity in Cosmos? What is it?
I think it's what he says it is, branching out and building a powerhouse.
Okay.
You know, I love the interviews. I listen to the interviews, and every time I listen to his interviews, I'm like, wow, I'm learning something new.
I'll be honest, I don't watch his interviews. I don't watch your interviews either because I think live stream interviews are very boring because there's a lot of awkwardness that needs to be edited out.
Not in mine. I never edit.
No, that's why I don't watch yours. But with Cito, I'm an American. I can't get over the accent, to be honest. And I think that's just my own.
How about my accent?
I edit it out when we finish. Like how
all of it?
Yeah. I give you an Australian accent when I do the edits. Oh, look who we've got here! Another serial fudder.
No, like now I see some absolute nonsense. Ray Raspberry, Joe, both from the Cosmos Circus Telegram group. Yeah.
The Cosmos Circus group. Yeah, it is a circus. I have to admit, it's a circus. It's a lot of people.
I'm not in that group because I think it's too much for me.
I've been attacked.
Any group in Cosmos is too much for me. In fact,
I've been attacked for being in that group, but I think it's funny because that group is a little bit of looking for a boogeyman. Like I feel like they should change the name of it to looking for a boogeyman, but also it's a place to you could ask questions and somebody will actually answer the question. Unlike
But
Unlike,
are you like allowed to do any questions, or it's like it's allowed as long as it doesn't attack J1, for example?
oh, I don't know.
Can you ask question to Patmos there? Can you
Uh,
ask Patmos like, hey, why you lied, or it's not allowed?
I don't know. I'll try it.
No?
I'll ask
Yeah.
Patmos. It's the
Is
only.
it Ray Raspberry? Like really? Because I actually think there is not free plays in Cosmos. I think that the group actually is the same as all other groups. And I don't want to sound completely like big head, but I absolutely have zero respect to any Cosmos group. Because they're like, Patmos is like nice, yeah, I'm funny, I'm edgy now. But Patmos is also the person who lied. Patmos is also a person who like he also like support Prop 16, support Cosmic Valley. Like I actually assume Patmos is probably like really like it's the closest someone gets to overweight Cosmos incel. It's probably Patmos. Yeah. So I'm sorry for shitting at the Cosmos Circus group, but like it's equal to Accelerator DAO group. It's equal to all the notional groups. It's all the same, I think.
But the thing is, I think Cosmos is so big and just has so many users that it's only natural that factions break apart and you
Yeah,
have
you
these.
see, someone asked Patmos when airdrop and he blocks. So it's like I don't like when someone acts, I'm freedom, I'm here, but like it's actually you cannot, right? So the issue with the people is like once you go against someone, I give you example. I was in the like they added me to some group and I would start attacking Patmos. And then he got like very crazy, starts swearing, and like really lost it. Yeah, he got later removed from that, like because. But once I was start attacking him, the Jang Zampolin and Yelena joined on my side, right? So it seems like it's interesting because then people probably assume like, yeah, I'm in the pack with them. But ironically, no one engaged with me. No Patmos, no Jack Zampolin, no Yelena. Which I'm really in difficult spot because you are accepted in the Cosmos Circus, and I feel like someone without the home in Cosmos. I feel it's quite lonely feeling.
I was invited to the Cosmos Circus after I made my video about the osmosis tokenomics, which is like one of the highest viewed videos on my channel that has not gotten any
So
interaction
got
by
like 340 views. Yeah.
so, almost. And I think that now I was on a Twitter space with Entry Point with somebody from the allocator, and I didn't know really what the allocator was for. And I think that the allocator might be the biggest threat to the remaining liquidity in Cosmos. That's my knee-jerk reaction after hearing that person talk on a space because they don't know anything. But anyway, to go back to your point, I was invited to the circus, so I feel like I have to stay in there because it was like I was like VIP invited because I'm questioning the tokenomics. And by the way, when I say questioning it, I mean questioning it like criticizing it in hindsight with no solution. Like I have nothing constructive to add. I'm just
Same.
I'm just
I'm just pointing to the bad things with no solution.
right. A year goes by, and then I could go back over that year and say, "Oh, this shouldn't have happened. This was dumb. This hurt everyone." But I don't know how to fix it, and I wouldn't even know how to fix it with a time machine. But I'm trying to make content, and my content, it always has to leave lots of questions. Like if I don't leave the viewers confused, I don't think that I'm doing a good job. To be honest with you.
It's interesting in Cosmos because like often you make video about Cosmos and you
I agree with
point,
this, by the way, what Ray just wrote.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have to get an idea. Otherwise, you don't know what questions to ask because there's so much confusion, and I'm convinced it's by design. And yeah, you cross many groups, you get a decent idea of sentiment, and I think that the sentiment in Cosmos, based on my Telegram groups, is neutral. I have Juno Communications DAO on one side telling me everything's great. we're getting all these builders. Lobo is working behind the scenes to bring in all these builders. It's only a matter of time for Juno. Now that we've got Notional on board, things will turn around. And then on the other side, I have the circus, where a lot of the circus is looking for a boogeyman, and where's all this money going? And this one person's taking all the money, but only Ray Raspberry.
I have no idea what you talk about now, to be honest.
Oh, well, you need to join the circus. I'll invite you. It's fun.
Yeah. No, there's like many groups. I actually don't hang out in any Cosmos groups, and it's been truly the
It's
salvation.
better for you. That's why you have money.
The groups that don't even know what is Cosmos. I'm saying the groups like, alt-right nationalists and stuff like that. It's actually the best ones.
Alt-right. Well, speaking of alt-right, I did have a tweet here that Don was declaring Donald Trump as his president. I mean, you're lucky you don't live in the United States. You would probably get your house raided by the FBI. But let's look at another tweet of Don.
He's buying burgers to people.
If
I go and I see Donald Trump in McDonald's and he's like, "What you want?" I say double cheesy.
I think that one thing that you can't deny, even if you hate Donald Trump, is his whole life, he's always been intrigued by the way the other half lives. And he always tries to rub shoulders with, like, the taxi driver, the crossing guard.
I love that.
He's always been like that. And like there's stories about him doing stuff like this.
Like it's
going into a store to buy something.
So, I'm foreign, I'm non-American, but if I was American, I would be, if you give me like, if I'm American, okay, seems the politics in US work quite different maybe than in other, but you tell me like you vote either Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Yeah. So you have three options: vote Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or don't vote at all.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I would vote Donald Trump.
Well,
I don't know, like why? Like
I think Donald Trump
looks friendly because I watched some of the videos. Once he started presidency, I think there was the documentary. Maybe they removed it from Netflix now, but there was like documentary of the people talking about Donald Trump, and it was taxi driver, and he was saying like, "Yeah, Donald Trump met me in taxi."
I didn't see
and
that.
Then he gave me a job when I lost the taxi job, and and he's been nothing less of nice to me, like, and everyone said the same, right? And there is like, then I would watch early on because it later changed, like a lot of people. So I would watch the like Larry King, the famous radio host.
Yeah.
And then I like, and someone like, it was all long ago, maybe 2016, 2017, and people would ask him, guests, right? I think it was Mac Miller, was like, "Oh, you know Donald Trump, right? Like you friend with him. How is he?" And Larry King would say, "He's been always nice and loyal. Loyalty was always like important to him." Yeah. And that was all people had to say. And then like I would see Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson said like, "When I was at the lowest, he was only one who was speaking to me," like shit like that. He put like, and you listen like, okay, is it I don't understand, right? Like, is it so then it's either like propaganda that people say about him, or he's just like very basic random guy that just appeals to the common person. What I mean, common folk, to the Joe who is the teacher at school, to the men from fucking Kentucky who work at the whiskey factory or whatever, right?
I have a Donald Trump story, actually. It's a secondhand story. So, Donald Trump, obviously he's known for construction, right? He builds skyscrapers and develops property in New York City. My grandfather was a construction worker, and he said that he has seen Donald Trump on the job sites physically rolling his sleeves up, wanting to talk to the construction workers and the architect to know what's going on. He's not sitting in an office the whole time, just waiting for it to be done. He's hands-on, and he would bring his kids to the job site to show them like the nitty-gritty details of what they were actually doing. And I think you could see he's very socially awkward, but it's in a humorous way. But my grandfather said he would see him at job sites, and he was like very he wasn't above everybody else. He's wearing a suit, but he's, got a hard hat on and he's
Yeah.
walking the
And
walk.
it's not like the kind of construction workers that built two houses and acting like he did big. Of course, like he come from wealthy family and stuff, and
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't change much. But whenever like you saw those pre-presidency, Donald Trump was like
Yeah.
very comedic figure. Everyone loved that. Even left side politics loved Donald Trump because it was funny. I remember like Howard Stern, Donald Trump would go on Howard Stern, and later a lot of those clips would be used against him. But even like Howard Stern used like, it's a show. He came, and he knew what his role is in the show. The role is being funny.
Yeah.
So we would talk nonsense.
He was in
And then this
WWE
nonsense
also.
20 years later gets used, right? Like, yeah, like, so I don't know, like everyone tried to say like, it's bad when you say grab them by the pussy, right? But like, I mean, like I see no issue with that. In fact, I quite enjoy the Hunter Biden videos when he's like with the crack pipe, and Colombian hookers.
That guy
by
has
his side
that
and
guy
shit.
has the
That's
best. He has the best life of any American that's ever been
Man,
born and
Hunter
lived, man.
Biden is
I
the
wish I was him.
definition of the greatest life.
I wish I was
Like,
him.
if I can exchange my life with someone, I would exchange with Hunter Biden.
Or Hunter S. Thompson. There's the two Hunters that have
Two Hunters. That's
Yeah.
like obligation. I was like,
All right.
you look at the like, you find the leaks of Hunter Biden hard drive, and it's like, motherfucker leaves.
He should have released it himself, like how the celebrities release their sex tapes when they're
I was watching Scarface, and I thought this man leaves. I don't think he gets close to Hunter Biden.
No, but well, we definitely offended a bunch of people when we started talking about Trump because like 7 people left the chat. But let's talk about something else that's offensive. The way you talk to developers is almost like you believe that they're not really making anything good. And I'll give you a chance to clarify this because this might get taken out of context, and people might think that you, a user of Cosmos technology, doesn't actually believe when devs are building something. So what do you think here?
That's very much not true. So like now is the opinion, like I don't think, but by this time I don't care because I don't think there is other opinion of Don Kryptonium, that Don Kryptonium is Cosmos father that hates the devs. But I've met quite a few interesting people that truly I feel have good means. I could point to Josh Lee from Osmosis. I think he's really nice and really genuine about what he does. I know many people would not agree with that. I know it seems like I don't have many other names to point, but that's not true. There is more names, to point. I think David from Babylon, extremely interesting guy, has really something nice to say on the interview. So there is a lot of people that are, I think, genuine, and they know they don't know it's gonna work. But I'm criticizing, someone wants to build some application because it's cool code or something. But you always have to have purpose. What for?
Yes.
Is it for people?
Who's going to use it?
People don't use that. Maybe it means there is no demand. Maybe it means it's not a very interesting application to use, or maybe similar application that is Web 2 is more appealing for customer. So if you request the grant of 200,000 for something that is idea, and no one even wants to use that, and the sheer idea is just because the devs needs to get paid because they build, that's not a very good economic model, because
no, it's not. Well,
it's every model similar, like there is this, socialist jokes that I'll tell you before, like there would be the jokes that during communist Poland everyone had job, right? Everyone was poor, but everyone had jobs. And if you didn't have job, like they would give you job, and you would check if the sidewalk is straight. You would go to the construction to count the grain of sand, because you had to have job, right? So you would see it and count the grains of sand under construction because you had to have the job. And I don't think it's very good. Devs need to get paid. Even no one need to get paid. It's actually very opposite to the freedom economy that blockchain try to praise.
It is the opposite. And what I see is a lot of them are rejecting VCs. We don't want VCs. All they do is make money and then they leave. It's like, well, that's what you should be doing. Or you should be building things for free, inserting a fee that pays you perpetually, and then you go on to the next project and you could snowball that into where you actually don't have to build anything and you could be pulling in tons of money a day, and you don't have to work anywhere. But yeah, I
it's
think
very
that there's
interesting
this.
what you said. All of them don't like VCs.
They don't like VCs. It's idiotic.
This is the dream that is being sold to you, and it was early on sold in Cosmos. Our chain has no VC as the way of pride, right?
In other words, the community will take on all the risk because we can't get VC funding because our product sucks.
So it's like, we don't raise the money because they are bad people. Hence, we want you to be our exit liquidity, and you will fund. We get the tokens, we sell them to you, we get the money, and we build you stuff. We don't know if it's gonna work because no one is using that, but please take that risk for us.
It's 5 founders and 5 devs sitting there smoking cigars like, what should we call this? I know, a community chain.
and you hear that too very recently, right? I was very interesting. There is this proposal about Yusef Levington.
Oh yeah.
He has advisor Jay Carnell and Ethan Frey. And 3 months ago, Jay Carnell would be on Twitter Spaces saying how Neutron is bad because it's VC chain, and his advisor for the project, together with this guy Mike Purvis, all of them like weirdly associated with the chain that hates VCs, asking for the Neutron tokens from the chain that raise the funds from the. It's very interesting concepts. So yeah, the Cosmos like might be very tiring in this. Like Soy, I would discuss this with Soy. So it's not about hating devs. Like if you have good product, I'm confident you will get money from the investors. They will take the risk, and if it seems interesting to use, I will be happy to use. Maybe even I will be happy to speculate on your token price, right?
Oh, you mean you don't mean invest?
I don't like. I
have such a problem. I have such a problem.
Speculate.
I have such a problem with that word. And so I was on a Twitter space with Entry Point.
I mean, everyone loves to say, like, I know people like to say they bought the token on fucking decentralized exchange. They're like, I invested in this project.
No, you did not. You
no, brother, you hoped it will go 10x for you. That's what you did.
That's exactly right. So I was on a Twitter space with Entry Point, and because obviously they're asking for money from the hub, along with the Atom allocator guy. And he kept using the word invest. And I realized what he was talking about was a token swap. So I get the microphone. I said, why do you think buying a layer 1 token means you're investing in that blockchain? All you get is governance vote. And that doesn't have to have monetary value. It shouldn't have monetary value. And quickly reverses the tables on me, says, well, what about a stock? I said, a stock is an ownership, a representation of ownership. You're entitled to profits from the company, upside, downside, risk, all that. And then he didn't talk again for the next half hour on the space. So I put out this tweet about consumer chains not needing tokens, but the Atom token itself could be a virtual like ETF. If assuming that the consumer chains are profitable and they have revenue, that should somehow accrue to the Atom token, since Atom is what's allowing them to exist in that Atom economic zone, right? I think what we're going to see, and I'm on video, this is live, I'm not going to edit this. There's nobody in the chat anyway. I think that what's going to happen is the Atom, unless I'm understanding it completely wrong, the allocator is going to match projects with Cosmos Community Hub money so that the early investors have a soft landing when they want to exit their positions. And that's really what's going to happen, because I don't think most of these chains are going to make money, but they're going to require continuous money. And then at a certain point, they're going to say, well, we're a public good. And then they're going to just get blank checks, right? I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, the allocator guy was talking about how they have trouble getting investors because they can't exit their positions. Of course they can't exit their positions, because they're not stocks. They're not equity in the chain. You're literally being, if you're a VC, you have a mandate to spend a bunch of money. There's nothing to buy except these tokens. There are no assets on the chain. I think only NFTs are assets in very rare instances. And yeah, I think the allocator we need to watch closely, because I think that's a middleman, an entity that's going to be a middleman between the Cosmos Community Hub, which is the only hub that could withstand any kind of sell pressure right now, and these token swaps. And I'm not picking on Atom Economic Zone. I still think it's bullish for Cosmos, but a lot of these nonsense projects, or projects that just, they don't have a plan to profitability, are going to attract VCs who are then going to be able to exit via Atom Community Pool with these token swaps.
It's very interesting that you have like those founders, right, that would do comparison to stocks and stuff, but they say absolutely non-factual stuff.
That was my problem.
We're gonna build this multi-million-dollar perpetual machine, but they talk absolute nonsense. And it, as I said, it always works when you like invite those people to someone like CryptoCito.
I mean, you'll hear the word potential.
What I mean, it just talking without anything. Like they will say like, yeah, it's like stocks, and no one questioned that. Like no one asked no one thinks about that. No one thinks even about the consequences. What this statement can actually mean,
right?
Because they also openly say this is like a stock, but at the same time, 1 minute later they say the proof of stake are not equities and not securities, but it's like a stock. So
but that's why those long interviews are nonsense, because you hear these weird words like innovation, potential, investment. If I'm new to crypto and I only know about centralized exchanges, and then I see a video like that, I'm gonna think that that's an investment, and that's a fact.
But even centralized exchanges like found a way of this Binance, right? The Binance have shares, and the shares of Binance, I think 90% are owned by like CZ or something like that. But they also released the BNB token that doesn't have any value. It's like buy BNB so you can trade for free or have a discount.
Yeah.
And each of this exchange issued secondary token, but if you buy the token, you don't own the company as well.
You have a say in governance, but here's my problem with governance. Governance doesn't really get into the hands of the people until all of these whale wallets get unwound, which means founders have to leave the project. They take a bunch of liquidity with them, and now they're like, oh, we turned it over to the community. We're down 98%. Good luck. And that's really what we're talking about. Governance tokens should not have value. The same token used to vote should not be the token that's used for money on the chain or validator compensation. I think we will need, in order for proof of stake to work, multiple tokens. That is not popular. That will be a horrendous onboarding experience. A chain like that will never reach mass adoption unless you could abstract it all away. A single token cannot be the governance token. It cannot be the token used to pay the team. It can't be used as money. It can't be used as liquidity. It can't be used for incentives. It can't do all those things because most of those functions depend on price. And when the price is not good, the whole chain can fail. I don't understand why validators are still validating these chains. I thought we would see like half the validators pack up and just maybe sell what they've got and then fortify their validator on the Cosmos Hub. I think that would be a major bullish move for Atom. When, if I'm a validator on 12 chains and 9 of them are losing money, collapse it all down to the hub. Let me move my hub validator up higher on the active set, and let's lock in for Atom Economic Zone and the next bull market. But I don't see that at all. I don't see it at all. I saw Joey Abbey spinning down some chains, but I don't see it. I thought I would see this like every week, a new validator giving up on
Yeah.
Sift Chain,
I,
Bitsong,
yeah.
Comdex, like
I was
what are
quite
they doing?
careful. I consider like packing up the Juno, right? But I keep it because it's quite funny to have the name that I have. So I think the
I
name.
think you're the best validator on Juno because um
Thank you.
because you hate Juno. I think that all the validators should just admit they don't care about the chain. They have no self stake, but they get to vote on stuff. They get to vote with leverage because the delegated tokens. And when I interviewed Jay, he said, he goes, they shouldn't be able to vote unless it's something
Yeah.
that only involves the validators, like a chain upgrade or something.
It's also interesting because we like to say, hey, like we have 70% quorum, right? But it's
Who
only
cares?
because of the validators having the like
Yeah,
if the validators doesn't have, maybe it's better to have 10% quorum, but it's better. And this is why I think yeah, like the a lot of Ethereum DAOs would do it better because that's the perks of the DAO. But I wonder, like, what's the purpose of the change, right? So I interviewed Zaki, and like also thinking of Sommelier, and like what's the because Sommelier is the application on the Ethereum, right? And the
yeah,
validators voting on the strategies. And my question would be, would not be this more like they vote add Morpho to real yield Ethereum? And this is like obvious improvements to the applications, right?
yeah.
So essentially every validator needs to waste time and also rent the node to validate the chain to have ability to vote. But essentially that's the cost on top
Okay.
that is unnecessary because the
Yes.
company can easily make these decisions and pass it, and with that actually squeeze more money, make decisions faster for so there is a
Yeah.
lot of
I think there needs to be a
unnecessary
more
things.
transparent. I think right on MintScan, you should be able to see what the cost is to run a blockchain. I want to know because nobody understands that this costs money, right?
Mhm.
People think you just charge your phone. There's like no actual. Every time you charge your phone, there's a cost. So running these validators is a cost. The applications on the chain have to overcome that cost, right? Otherwise, there's no real money being made. It's just inflation
So
paying the
you
validators.
know
It's unbelievable. It becomes a front run dump game.
I would say so many people are not very honest. I think I was honest since the start that our cost is the server costs, right? Even if you go with server costs and you go to the blockchain, should we go with number 100 validators? Blockchains have 150 even.
Yeah.
So if you go with 100, then you will say that the server cost will be $100. Okay, for Cosmos chains are quite demanding, so that would mean that it cost 10,000 a month to run. But a lot of those claim also we have human cost, and that's maybe 2,000 a month, right? So either they lie, because if that would be the case, imagine there is also $1,000 of the human cost a month for 100 validators, that $100,000. That would mean the cost of the yearly cost would be in millions of dollars for the small chain.
That's exactly Archway's position and why they do not think the app chain thesis works. It's because running a blockchain, you get that base cost that has to be overcome. So why build only one application on the chain? It needs
So
to be an absolute beast of an
yeah,
application. It has to be like a DYDX, right? Or it has to be like an OpenSea, right?
yeah.
OpenSea would probably work because people are willing to pay fees to transact with NFTs. You need fees, or you need some way to monetize the transactions. And I think Cosmos's mistake is not really so much in the tokenomics, it's in the idea like, look how cheap it is to transact on our chains. We're not like Ethereum. Ethereum makes money. We're Cosmos. We lose
Yeah.
money, but at least there's no gas. And I think that's it's a winning message, but a losing business strategy. And I think someone that needs to understand that is Max, because Max thinks that
I did this new guy, this Max. I don't think I
Yeah.
understand. He understand a lot of things, and think he's overly bullish.
Well, he's starting to degen a little bit because he
Yeah.
woke up and he was feeling a little bit degenerate like, and he wants to like chase some APRs. He wants to know when Rebus is going to launch their liquidity pools, and just kind of he
Um, I want to. So I want to address. So like I'm with Stargaze, but and I think I think you would agree. Would you agree if I ask you questions? Stargaze do a lot of things right.
they do everything right. Almost, I would say they do almost everything right. There's one complaint I have.
So
Yeah.
what would be my dream for Stargaze? I don't want any inflation, and it would be nice to um because if the market cap is too small, your token might be not good for trading anymore. It becomes too. So if there's other tokens, those tokens can go to the stakers, and then you generate the real yield and also bring the values. And I was checking on the Stargaze, the average APR on the Stargaze is 1% the real yield. It's very small. 1% is it's
And
burned once. So there is, I think, another percent that goes to stakers. So we can say like 1-2% maybe. Okay. If you can increase the volumes and you can bring new products like those liquidity pools, and you can bring the yield to 5%, it reaches the level of most profitable Cosmos blockchain. So if they can leave, and now there is actually proposal to change the tokenomics, so that will be right step maybe, but it needs like this extra push to like, and I think this real yield is the also real yield is like, yeah, it's also become like quite stupid. But if they do nearly everything wrong, like it shows you how many other if they do nearly everything right in your statements, it shows you how many other blockchains do everything wrong,
oh yeah,
because there is like nothing, no
when
revenue,
when
no
there was that,
no
not even the discussion of revenue,
yeah,
and what a lot of the other messages are pure um, BS hope. They think by making something different, they automatically make it better. And I don't like that. I think that's a bunch of they're just creating these like red herrings, like, oh, this is new. I'll buy some tokens. Oh, this is new. It's different. But new
yeah,
is not always better. In the end, make a product and sell it, or perform a
mhm,
service and charge a fee. If your service is good, people will pay the fee. I think that's products, services, supply, demand. I have never heard any of those words mentioned on any Twitter space or YouTube stream I've ever watched. And I think the price action tells you all you need to know. My only complaint about Stargaze is they're in the best position to branch outside Cosmos and they don't do it. And what I mean by that is I would like to see multiple UIs for different chains. And I would like to see an ordinals. I want to go to Stargaze and I want to select NFTs on Stargaze or inscriptions on Bitcoin or NFTs on Ethereum. I don't know how hard it is to do that. Magic Eden has done this. That would be tremendous because Bitcoin ordinals is way more volume than, every
yeah,
NFT, right? Whether you think they're BS or not, it doesn't matter. If there was a front end for it, people would use it
I
because
just
they would Google ordinals and Stargaze would come. And then people go, what's the Stargaze thing? Oh, as a
yeah,
bridge, I could take my profits from flipping ordinals and convert it into stars tokens. Now I could buy these cheap
yeah,
NFTs on Stargaze. It's really
yeah, this is the thing, I don't know how difficult it is, right? So
me too. Me too.
but
But
it would be obviously dream if something like this happens. Even like it would be dream where I can, what would be dream if I can connect MetaMask, um like, because there is also Stargaze contract deployed on, let's say, Arbitrum. So I'm not gonna say Ethereum because it has expensive gas fees, but let's say some, MetaMask connection to the website, and you can purchase the NFTs with ETH on layer twos, right? and these revenues are generated then towards the Stargaze protocol,
Yeah.
whatever. And if you have this, so I can then say to people, they ask me how to buy the NFT on Stargaze. So instead of like you swap them to Atom on centralized exchanges, withdraw them to the Kepler wallet, then connect to Osmosis, deposit on Osmosis, then swap Atom to Stars token, then withdraw Stars tokens, then go to Stargaze.zone, you search the NFT you're interested and you buy. There is a lot of steps, but if you could connect MetaMask and say to
Would it
people, yeah, you
work?
go, that would be very nice. But as we're on the subject of the, as I mentioned, MetaMask, there's one very big discussion about DYDX, and everyone got completely the DYDX completely retarded. I've seen people saying no Kepler integration, and then there is response, yeah, no Kepler integration because there is no users, and then someone screenshot them the users from the Apple store and shows them, no, there is 800,000 users. It's absolutely ridiculous, because
Oh my
if you
God.
go to DYDX now, right, if you go to DYDX, there is the certain wallets you can connect, and the certain wallets you can connect is obviously
Listen,
the first one is
if
MetaMask.
you're in crypto and you don't understand that MetaMask is the DeFi wallet, then you should not be in crypto. And that's
But
just
not
how it
even
is.
that. They also allow Rainbow Wallet. So you can assume that the current existing customers of DYDX use Rainbow Wallet. Maybe some of them use Coinbase Wallet, right? So imagine they deploy new, and people show, hey, Rainbow Wallet has less users than Kepler. Yeah, but Rainbow Wallet users are using DYDX now.
Right, right. That makes sense. Listen,
and
it
and
all makes
and
sense.
and they assume it would make more the cosmonauts assume it would make more sense to integrate Kepler but not integrate the Rainbow. But like, dude, we have exactly 0 Kepler users right now on the YDX platform, and we have 50 Rainbow users on our platform. Who we are going to prioritize, right? Obviously, where we have 50 users, we are going to prioritize. So I see cosmonauts going on that shit. I'm like, I should make video, but this is so stupid. You don't even want to talk about this. And I know Cryptocito released video because I saw him announcing, and this video will be probably like ridiculous. It will not say you that. It will say you that something like, it doesn't mean they give up on Cosmos. Be hopeful, brothers. Cosmos is expanding. It's inevitable. Like some probably like absolute like nonsense that doesn't bring you any information. Why DYDX do certain decisions? They have users, they're gonna onboard users, they give them best experience that they have. As they grow, they will bring more integrations, right?
Let's talk about our top 5 Cosmos assets for 2023. Let's give the audience what they want. We'll wrap this up in a
I
couple
will
minutes.
give. I have
But
some.
we want to do
By the way, that was non-alcoholic beer because I had 2 Dragon Waters today. So this one is like 0.5. Had to have
I drank
something.
a non-alcoholic beer a couple months ago. It was actually pretty good. I think it was a Heineken. It was pretty good.
No, Heineken is fucking disgusting. I drink like pale ale. Those are like good, small breweries.
I like
so,
I like dark ales, like red ales into the stout family. If you give me like a porter or stout or dark ale, I'm happy. I've been drinking sours lately. I have a brewery right by my house, but I started going to the gym, so I'm trying not to drink that much. So I only
yeah, I'm in despair because I go to the gym, but also my health habits are way worse right now. I eat fucking chocolate. Look at that. That's fucking that's a Milka. Look, do you see that? Like, so, and like I would go McDonald's, double cheeseburger, fries, ice cream, go home, hit the chocolate. And interesting, I still like look superior towards the Cosmos devs, like uncomparably superior body, right? Sorry, didn't mean to flex on you.
listen. I started taking supplements. I went to the gym 9 times in the last 14 days. My whole body's
Beautiful.
sore. Let me ask you this: someone who I haven't worked out in like many years. How many pull-ups do you think I should be able to do? None.
So I started doing pull-ups 6 years ago. I couldn't do any.
Okay. Well, I used to deadlift. I would squat. I would do like
It's
barbell
very
bent over
different
rows.
muscle. So like actually, if someone didn't, if someone wouldn't do pull-ups in live, but had the background of doing a lot of different exercises and then stop for few years and you make them go do pull-up, they won't be able to do pull-up actually.
I did
Quite
5 the
likely.
first day. The first day at the gym, I did
Oh,
5. I
it's
was like,
fucking sick.
"That's pretty
It's
good." I'm
fucking
like, "You know
sick.
what? I'm way better shape than I thought." And,
Yeah, it's
I started
no, it's
pushing.
great. Like, in fact, I can tell you that if you go to average men and ask them to do pull-ups,
Yeah, they can't do it.
especially if you ask them to do like clean pull-ups, they will not be able to do pull-up because they don't exercise the back. Like you actually have to keep exercising the back, right? So
Yeah.
my max out would be probably 15. If I do
That's
like
nice.
very clean, that would be 10 or 12.
So,
And like 6 years ago, I couldn't do any.
I'm trying to
And
do
now
I'm trying to do
yeah,
volume now. I'm trying to do volume.
yeah,
I'm not trying to lift every set to failure. I'm trying to do more sets with less weight because I think I need to like get lactic acid resistance back to my
yeah,
muscles. So I'm doing a nice warm up with kettlebells and medicine ball and all that. And then I'm just doing 2 exercises, but I'm doing a
yeah,
lot of sets. So for back, my exercise is pull-ups. I do 6 sets. I did 6 sets. I did 3 reps each set.
yeah.
Next week, I'll try to do 7 sets, 3 reps. So I'm not really failing,
Yeah,
but by
that's
the
good.
but
No,
by
no,
the
no.
end,
If
I'm
you
tired.
can, when I was like doing 3 clean pull-ups, I was already like I felt in like okay shape. I started training now for the Olympic weightlifting. It's like very fun exercise for me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think you're if you have one.
What did
Yeah,
you do?
Oh, so
is that called snatch? What is that? Snatch, right?
yeah, this is snatch. So wait,
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
think like if you have one small break in concentration, you're gonna be
That's the so
you're
of
gonna
course
be
it's not heavyweight. That's like
it doesn't matter. It's all about the explosion, right? Off the
that's
bottom.
55, right? That's the
Yeah.
55 kg. And 2 months ago, I started with like empty bar. Right?
Yeah, I don't think I would do this. I think I'll
Nice.
if you have one moment
Yeah,
of not focus, you could get hurt really bad. I like very short, explosive movements. I feel like you have
yeah,
the least chance of getting hurt. And obviously, I used to squat really heavy, like in the
yeah.
500s back in the day.
Oh, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
can't squat much. My max would be probably 120 kg now.
You're
So it would
tall.
be
You're
like
tall. I have good proportions to powerlift, and I was actually the first time I ever tried
yeah,
to deadlift in my life. I was able to do 300, 315.
yeah, like
So
yeah. That's great. I'm just
one
not
rep,
very.
one rep.
So I can like I did deadlift 160 kg, which is like 350. So it's not heavy. I can't lift heavy, right? I'm skinny now. I'm 80. I'm growing, and I'm growing power very fast. Like now, so I assume within 3 months my goal is like 150 squat, 180 deadlift, and within a year probably 200 deadlift and squat well over 150. And I would like to clean and jerk probably 120 and snatch 90 or something like that. That would be quite
Yeah. See, I don't have
enjoyable.
goals. My goal is just to show up at the gym. I ride the bike. I do a long warm up, and then at the end, I have to stretch my back because I have back spasms.
Uh,
The
I'm
reason why I
actually
didn't.
really,
Yeah,
I'm really stretched, so I stretch every day. Like,
I'll
and I
get
have
there.
very good mobility, right?
I
Like,
don't.
so
I do
because
not.
many people without mobility, you can't do that weightlifting.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to squat fully, which
Yeah.
many white people, many white people cannot squat. Like they cannot do full squat. They actually will stop at the certain point. It's
I was able to slightly breach parallel with the weight that I was doing, but I
yeah,
was but I was squatting from high school because I played football and I was always squatting and I always liked doing the exercise that everybody else hated.
yeah.
The exercise I hated the most was military press.
What's the military press?
Like just standing and pressing the bar over your head.
Oh, I do that because I have
I
very
hated
weak
it.
shoulders.
I
This is
hated
like
it.
my shoulders are very, and I need to improve them obviously. So I was playing volleyball, right? So like I was slim, like even if I like was 18, probably I was 65 kg, 185, right? Like I already didn't play volleyball, but I played till I was 16, so I have this slim posture. now in Poland I was riding horses, so it's also good to be slim, and I'm now training this, which is very bad. So I'm going to gain 10 kg. If I ever move back to Poland and decide to ride horses again, then I probably put myself on diet and lose 10 kg, which then will be muscle loss. And like, it's just fun doing that stuff, you know, like just trying to do some different stuff.
He said, well, we both talk too much. Have you noticed? We can't have a guest. We can't have a guest. We'll never be able to have a guest.
You know, we meant to finish at 9. It's 9.
Yeah, I'd have to run. I'm gonna go to the gym.
6 minutes.
I'm actually going today to a basketball game.
9.
It's a professional basketball league that was funded by NFTs, and it's a bunch of celebrities own the teams. So Ice Cube, it was Ethereum NFTs. My friend has an ownership NFT, gives him a lot of privileges. He transferred me the ticket, so I'm going today to check it out. I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures, a bunch of video, and I'm gonna do a video on it.
IBC gang.
That's Tank.
Oh right, yeah. Like I was fighting like motherfucker.
So Tank is
550. Yeah, like yeah.
Tank at age 40 is able to do like my best lifts.
Yeah, so
when I was 22,
because Tank was training like powerlifting and stuff. So
That's
you know,
crazy.
like I like watching powerlifting and see this 70 kg man squatting over 200 kg. With,
That's
like,
wild.
He is,
No, Tank is in pretty good shape, because I was doing that, but I was like 22, 23, 24. Now I did bench the other day for the first time in like 5 years. I got under the bench. I just put a 45-pound plate on each side. I made the guy spot. I said, look, I just want to do one. I want to just see if I could do it, because I don't know if I could even balance it. I was able to do like 4 really easy ones, and I'm like, I could still bench 200 pounds. Like I still got it. But I also, my proportions, I think me and Tank have very similar like body proportions. We're good for powerlifting.
I can tell you, I can bench probably.
I never benched 400 pounds. I bet my max was 355 was my max bench, but I was able to rep out 300 for like 6
so in the pounds, that would be probably 245 pounds on site and 20 kg bar, so that would be 40 few pounds bar as well, so that would be like 135.
I think that we can form.
So I'm very weak. You can see my chest. I actually have one bodybuilding training to improve my chest. My chest is very, very, like the back is the strongest, the chest weak. So like very weak here. Yeah.
Retro's asking about AG1. I'm gonna try those, but I take a good multivitamin now. I eat a lot of vegetables.
I just bought myself. It's the first week of my life when I take creatine.
Yeah. I started taking that too. I like creatine monohydrate. I think it's
first week. Never took it before.
You'll get good results if you've never taken it. It works. It works good.
Never. The first week I'm doing that.
Like what, 1 or 2 teaspoons a day?
5. Yeah, 5. No, 5 grams. People tell
5 grams.
So
give it like by the second time you cycle through your workout routine, you'll probably notice you'll get past. Creatine's good for getting you past those plateaus, and you will gain a little weight.
It's impossible to after 1 week, because the weightlifting, like I'm improving now. So yeah, like, but this was first week, so I probably like 1 week of creatine. I eat more, so like yeah, I'm getting way more, having way more appetite too. We didn't do 5 blockchains for 2023.
We'll do it next time. We'll start off with the top 5. We're gonna do the top 5 crypto coins that should be on your watch list in 2023.
100x potential if the bull market happens, which is just around the corner, 2024. Yeah,
the Ethereum killer. Top
4-year cycle. I want to say it makes me think more. The sheer balls Satoshi Nakamoto has. Imagine you made the Bitcoin like literally the best blockchain, like the best blockchain innovation, right? Most successful. And imagine you never really came out to give a sign who you are. Okay. And that's something, because people make like 500,000 500k blockchains, and they fucking go flexing that on Twitter left and right. And here is the man who made like women, I don't know, the chain that went to 1 trillion and just never fucking came out. And that's really impressive. That's the top level masculinity, even though probably he's like some weird nerd, but like brain masculinity. That's
and never moved a token out of his wallet. He just like,
yeah.
I made this. No one will top this, but we could build on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just do a Bitcoin versus Cosmos pros and cons.
Yeah. I actually, the more I'm in crypto, which I was, and Soy is probably not here anymore, but I was quite bearish Bitcoin because I thought it's like not money, not this, but
it doesn't have to be money. I don't think it has to be money. I
yeah,
don't think
but
it is. I don't
it
think it
has
is.
great security properties, right? Like,
Yes.
so if proof of stake can use the security of Bitcoin, then you have Bitcoin securing essentially, like, all
Right.
and
Security.
what's interesting about Bitcoin is its design. Remember when it forked to Bitcoin Cash and everyone was saying that will be the better one, the faster. And even the guy Kim.com, he's very popular on Twitter now. He was actually like, so he he stopped that, he gave up, but he was like, Bitcoin Cash is the one you have to. It failed. It's failing. It's not doing well. It's the Bitcoin that's the king. The simple design that keep on going.
Yeah.
And
no
done.
figurehead. Amazingly,
Yeah.
no figurehead. Bitcoin Cash had some well-known, like early adopters of Bitcoin rallying around it, right? Wasn't it? Who was involved in Bitcoin Cash? Wasn't it the guy who did the atomic
Ver, his surname is
Roger Ver? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And imagine you have Bitcoin that like $20 billion worth or whatever, and you're just not moving this out of your wallet, and you probably live on like 50K a year or whatever. Like, that's how I imagine Satoshi, like not giving a shit, probably having good life, like probably just being like 70 maybe somewhere,
laying low. He's not trying to get to crypto conferences to eat up 30 minutes of mic time for an audience that doesn't care because they're playing with their phones. But yeah, no, let's end this.
That's how legends are born, right? Like that's you. Bitcoin made the legend, and everyone who go to these conferences and needs 30 minutes of time to introduce the product, you go nowhere, son. You irrelevant nobody, and no one wants to listen to you. Sorry,
your shit goes to zero.
That's your shits go to zero, cousin.
All right, this was good. This is the first cohesive stream that we've had. It was not that boring. Next week we'll do the top 5 cryptos that you have to keep on your radar.
Yeah, on the Cosmos or outside.
Thanks to Agoric for my fanny pack. I'm gonna wear this to the basketball game later. The chat, we couldn't have done it without you. We could have, but we
amazing. I'm gonna make pasta now, so I should cook at 9. I need to do quickly, eat quickly.
Let's go. Let's post pictures.
Joe, you read that, like flowers for Argenon.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pick it up this week. Next week we should do a book club, a fitness check-in, and then a top 5 coins of the week.
This series of books, Richard Osman, very very enjoyable. Yeah, I'm wasting your time. It was the first time I read Outsider not that long ago.
That's a sad book. I cried reading that, man.
Classic.
Oh my God.
You probably read You Are the Teacher, right? So
yeah, but I read it as an adult. I read it like
I lost your audio because my fucking Siri gets crazy. Like I never read the Huckleberry Finn, so I got myself.
That's a good one. I mean, Mark Twain is one of the despite his views on race, a good author.
What do you mean his views?
He has a reputation of being extremely like I think he was a segregationist, but at that time,
different times.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen. There are NFL football players who beat the shit out of their wives, and they score lots of points in football. Nobody seems to care about that. So I'm gonna give Mark Twain a partial free pass on some comments he made in 1808. So there's that. But yeah, I'll read that book, Flowers for whatever, and
Argenon. It's
we got breaking.
I'm on the page. I'm on the page now because I read like half an hour daily. Maybe we'll do 182 now. I will finish within the next 3 days, let's say. Yeah. Maybe I'll be disappointed by the end.
Whoa! Rarma resigns from the Juno working group.
Sorry, I would discuss that, but gotta do the pasta.
We'll do it next week when no one cares. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Joe, it was pleasure. I mean, imagine we do over 1 hour with like no effort.
We might
And when
beat
you do it with Cosmos Founder, you like 10 minutes and you start sweating because you have nothing else to ask. Yeah.
I think we might beat CryptoCito to the 100K subs if we keep up this content, but we have to add some cool like Cosmos trivia, healthy living tips, and then of course the Don Book Club. I think next week we'll talk about the Don Book Club.
I honestly think if we keep it up, maybe more planned, right? We have the subject and talk a little bit on crypto, because that's important, because crypto crowd. So talk a little bit of crypto. I think we might become one of the most influential podcasters in crypto, and I'm speaking the level of Bankless, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I'm thinking of this. Yeah, like big one.
there's no reason to limit ourselves to Cosmos, so we shouldn't
No.
even interview founders. I think we could beat Cito to the 100K subs. I think we have, as long
Let's
as we
start
put out.
campaigning.
We already have more subs than Kepler Wallet has users, right? So from here, we just branch out. We just branch
Can
out.
I share something? Yeah. Sorry for.
No, it's okay.
I'm trying to make really lovely Twitter post and I cannot. So I will share it here. Yeah.
I'm so bad at making Twitter posts. Yeah, I think
Man,
let's make.
because it's not going in. Can you allow this?
Yeah, let's do it.
You see, it's keep processing, and that's like essentially. It's so good. Wait, this is so good. Let's start from there.
I mean, we could definitely get away. I mean, I would run a special, and I would say 50,000 for 6 tweets and an appearance on the podcast. 5 minutes, something like that, or like a speaking slot at Cosmoverse. I think that would be the panty dropper, Web3 panty dropper. If you get the speaking slot at Cosmoverse, you get to talk to a bunch of empty chairs and like 5 people playing with their phones.
If we can charge 50,000 a year
for 6 tweets a day.
60. If we can get 5 projects that will give us $10,000 a year, Joe, 25,000 extra a year, 2K. That's a fucking. This is like a 5-star holiday in Hawaii for you for 3 weeks.
For sure. Yeah, no, it is.
And for me, that's like.
If I go by myself, it's 4 weeks.
25K extra. Wow.
All right, I'm going to end this right now. I'm going to go downstairs and
Take care. Thank you everyone for coming. Bye-bye.